All right, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, man. Appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. We got Swami in the building. Salute to you, Swami. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. Everybody tuning in. I appreciate y'all, man. Fierce Soul, I see you, brother. Good to see you in the joint as well. Let's get ready to do this, man. Let's get ready. Now, let me tell y'all something, man. We all go through things. And people have a tendency to say, hey, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get over it. Hold up, man. I know y'all can see this in my glass because I can see it. I don't know where my whoppers at. Give me a quick second here, man. But people like to say, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Just get over it. We all go through things and all of this, man. But let me tell y'all something, man. Figuring out life is hard. Now, once you get it figured out, it gets a lot easier. But figuring out life is hard. And I don't mean just figuring out the direction you want to go. I mean figuring out people, figuring out relationships, figuring out energy, figuring out necessity, figuring out how to really, really decipher between your wants and needs. How to decipher between the things you truly desire or the things that you just desire the feeling of. It's a tough road. And we all can attest to that. It's a very tough road. And we've all gone through some hard stuff. And sometimes you want to give up. But I'm here to tell you today, don't even think about giving up. Because we've all gone through a lot, but we still here. Now, once you still here, then you add different levels of appreciation to it. If you still here and you're still free, that's another level of appreciation. There are men who are in prison, but they still here, right? But they locked up. If you're free, you're still here and free. And that's just one example of what we're going to talk about here today. We're going to talk about all of the reasons for you to embrace the fact that you're still here. And if the things from the present can't stop you, you can't let the things from the past stop you. Let me tell y'all something about the things from the past. You've already overcome those things. You've already faced those challenges. The time to let those challenges buck you under the pressure and make you give up was as you were going through them. Nothing from the past should interrupt your future projection, your present work into your future projections. So I want you to start thinking right now that there is no need for me to give up because I'm still here. I'm still here. Somebody put this guy's name in the chat for me. And that's this guy, this tech guy. He was born with this illness, man, and he's deformed, man. And he was in a wheelchair. His name is Steven something. Somebody put his name in. I can't remember his name right now, man. But he's accomplished so much, even in the condition he was in, because his brain still worked. And he didn't give up. He was still here. But comes to a lot of things in tech, man. Smart guy, man. Smart guy. And he's still here. Well, he was still here. I think he passed now. Matter of fact, I'm going to look him up right now. Stephen Hawking, that's his name. Stephen Hawking. Man, the guy was in bad shape, but he was still here. And he still kept doing what he could do. Now, if you're in better shape than he was, why are you quitting? So let's get into some of these things, man. First of all, let's think about the old adage. What doesn't destroy you makes you stronger. Well, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I say what doesn't destroy you makes you stronger. But let's break down stronger. What doesn't destroy you builds both strength and resilience. Because at every obstacle you make it over, every struggle you make it through, every situation you overcome, you look at yourself and say, man, you did that. We did that. I was speaking to someone earlier today, young brother, man, who has really accomplished a lot in his career. 25 years old, man. Accomplished a lot in his career. But the first time he listened to the channel, he was locked up. And he was leaving comments from there. Actually stayed it in here. And I told him, stay strong, young brother. And he kept listening. And when he came out, he realized, oh, I'm still here, but now I'm free. And he took off running. I want y'all to understand, what doesn't destroy you builds strength and resilience. Now, what are some of the things that could possibly destroy you? Because that strength and resilience doesn't just come from going through it. That strength and resilience come from learning life lessons in those situations. Let me tell you two things that teach you the best about life: experiences and people. If you can master getting the lessons from your experiences and also master determining the serious, real intent of people, man, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. People don't stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. Your inability to discern what that person's intent was, what that person's energy is, or even just overlooking it. Sometimes we discern people's energy is bad and we still just invite them into our lives. Sometimes we think that experience we had was just because we didn't know how to navigate it, and we'll jump right back into the same thing again, not knowing that the experience itself is the negative aspect of our lives. So if you're still here, you've got strength and resilience, because I don't care who you are, you've gone through something. We talk all the time about how many of us have been homeless. And now look at you. If you got a 1-bedroom apartment, if you in an efficiency, if you were homeless last year and you're in an efficiency this year, how you gonna let somebody who in a mansion tell you you ain't doing good? See, I want y'all to understand something. Here's what they like to tell you. They like to say, surround yourself with people who are where you want to be. I don't care about people being where I want to be. I simply want people who understand where I am now and how to navigate it. Now, a lot of those people are going to be in positions that you want to get to. But some of those people are just going to be living life. They don't care anything about all the money. They don't care anything about all the success. They are living a great life. Man, listen, I know people who don't make $500,000 a year, but they also don't buy food. They plant everything. They get eggs from their chicken coop. When the holidays come around and they want meat for the holidays, they have the animals on their land. They only eat what they grow. They never eat out at restaurants. They never buy grocery. Listen, everything they want, I'm talking about bread, everything, whatever it is they want, they make it in-house. Now, I want you to think about how expensive grocery are. Think about how expensive food is to feed your family at the grocery store for 365 days a year. Think about how expensive that is. Now think about how much money you'd be saving if you cut that expense. I know people who are doing very well, multimillionaires. And each one of them drives one car. They have two vehicles worth multiple tens of millions of dollars, and have two vehicles. And I'm not talking about new vehicles. I'm talking about Hondas. 200 SUVs, and I ain't talking, and neither one of them is newer than 2020. But that crib, ooh, most people couldn't fathom pulling up to a house that looks like that in a Honda. But you know what the reality is? If you're looking at other people and what they do with the money and how they show it, then you're destined to blow it. One of the greatest experiences that we've had and that we've known is summed up by: don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Don't worry about the Joneses. You don't even know the Joneses. You don't know what kind of debt the Joneses is to look like they're living their life. If you want to keep up with the Joneses, let the Joneses show you their bank account. Let the Joneses show you their investment accounts. Let the Joneses show you what their net worth is. Now, if the Joneses have a very high net worth, then you figure out what the Joneses are doing to do that. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses because of what they drive, what they wear, where they live, and all of that. I had someone ask me, why don't you wear suits more often? Because every now and then you'll see me in the suit. I mean, if you look at the Manosphere Anthem video, you'll see me in a suit, and you'll see me in suits sometime. You see me in sweaters and and all of these things and dress. You see me dressed up with slacks and gaiters on sometime. You'll see me like that sometime. Why don't I do it more often? Because why would I? I know what my heritage is. I know my West Indian heritage. So when you see me with the turban, you see me with the dashikis, you see me with these things on, you see me, that's what this is about. This is about knowing yourself, because if you know yourself, then you won't be tempted to do things that are outside of yourself. Another thing, if you have health, you have wealth already. We've heard health is wealth. Well, if you have health, you already have wealth. What are you chasing wealth for? Don't chase wealth. If you're healthy, you're wealthy. Chase your passion. Do that thing that brings you the most joy. You understand? Don't let money be the determining factor in what drives you. Yes, now once you make money, you want to make smart investments, you want to save a little, and you want to have an emergency fund. You want to do all of those things with money, but you don't want money to be the driving force in the decisions you make, because if it is, there are too many negative ways to make money. And eventually, if times get hard enough, you'll go one of those negative ways. And I think we can all agree on that. But not only do you have wealth when you have health, you have opportunity. See, if you're healthy and the opportunity arises, you can get up and go chase the opportunity. Why are you giving up when you can chase opportunity? Opportunity comes all the time. All you got to do is be ready for it. And sometimes, instead of waiting for opportunity to knock on the door, you got to go stand in the yard by the gate. Look up and down the street for opportunity. When opportunity pulling up, you run out in the road and stop it. Run in front of opportunity's car and say, "Whoa, opportunity, here I am. You looking for me? I already know it." So what's the purpose in giving up? How you gonna think about giving up, man, when you've got all these gifts? The gift of health is, man, it's the greatest gift you can have, because you can have $50 million, but if you're not healthy, what does it matter? All you're gonna do is be spending money on medicine and things trying to get well. Come on, brother. You got to understand that your life is golden right now. Right now. You've overcome too much to say, "Oh, well, I've overcome everything. Now I'm gonna give up." It's too late to give up. Only fools give up after they made it through something. Don't give up now. You got to stay strong while you jump through your obstacles. The obstacles, think about it. We are just running the race of life. You could be in the rat race, which is people waking up every day, going to a job, trying to chase all the money they can chase, and try to keep up with the Joneses and have all these things to do all of this and wear all these high price fashions and all of that. You could keep up with the Joneses. You could do that. Or you could be in the marathon. You could be in the marathon. Think about a marathon. A marathon is a long race. If it's a hurdle in the road in the marathon, if it's a hurdle on the track, it's way down there. Like every mile you run, you got a hurdle to jump. People who go fast, who try to live fast and go through it real fast, they got a bunch of hurdles to jump. They're just constantly jumping hurdles, constantly jumping hurdles. Well, guess what happens? You're human. After a while of constantly jumping hurdles, one of those hurdles is going to trip you. And here's the problem with jumping so many hurdles. If you jump so many hurdles and then that one trips you and you lose all that progress, you're more likely to give up. Life is a long race. It's a long race. So you better make sure that you understand the pace so you can continue the race. Because nobody cares if you get tired in the race. You got to continue the pace. And let me tell you something. The easiest way for you to stay focused on your obstacles that you're jumping is to be yourself. The greatest gift that anyone has ever given me when I was a kid, man, is to promote that I be myself. I had an aunt, man. I'll never forget her, man. I mean, she's my favorite aunt. I'm her favorite nephew, and she doesn't hesitate to let all my cousins know it whenever she can, right? They already know. They already know who her favorite is. She's everybody's favorite aunt, but there's only one favorite nephew, and that's me, right? So Here it is. Now, and I used to bother my cousin with that when I was coming up, man. I mean, we all grown now. It don't even matter now. But she made sure that I knew that being the smartest kid around was my superpower. That being able to solve problems that other people my age and even older couldn't solve was my superpower. That being a quick thinker, being quick on my feet was my superpower. She was the one who told me the greatest, and she didn't use the term flex, but the greatest flex ever is to be the smartest one in the room. You know, they always tell you, well, you're in the wrong room if you're the smartest one in the room. Well, what, you got a room full of dummies? Somebody got to be the smartest one in the room. Why not you? Why not me? Why can't I be the smartest one in the room? You mean tell me every room you go in life, you are destined to be the dumbest one in the room? I don't like those rooms. I'd rather go into a room full of dunces where I can be the smartest one in the room sometime if that's what it takes. And I knew then, me elevating it intellectually as much as I want to, I've never stopped. I've never stopped being me. And whatever I faced in life, whatever adjustments I had to make in life, I added those to who I am. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to, while you're jumping your obstacles, I want you to remember how high you had to jump over that obstacle. I want you to remember what that obstacle was. I want you to remember everything about it because that's how you build character. You build character by remembering what you've done for yourself. See, we always look for people to help us and heal us and make us feel good and make us feel whole and make us feel important. But you got to remember the things you've done for yourself. I can't trust somebody who ain't never done nothing for me. If you tell me I'm so great and I'm so this and I'm so that, and I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't never did nothing for you. You ain't never did nothing for me. What make me so great? But you know what I can do? I can look in the mirror and look at the man in the mirror and say, man, I remember we went through that. I remember what you did for me. Thank you. I can say, man, I remember when we faced that. I remember how you handled that for me. Thank you. I can look at that man in the mirror and say, man, listen, boy, you remember that time right there? I thought you were going to give up on us, but you didn't. Thank you. You remember right there, man, when the Most High showed us we need to go that route right there and all the temptation were telling us to go the other route and you followed the Most High instead? I like how you handled that. Thank you. You got to self-motivate. You got to self-appreciate. That's how you keep from giving up. When you're at the precipice of giving up, you know what you're thinking? I ain't got nobody. It's just me all by myself. What I'm going to do? It's me against the world. And you're thinking all of that. Well, okay, it's you against the world. Well, guess what? Who you going to trust more than you trust yourself against the world? Who you going to trust more than you trust yourself against the world? Who's proven to be more valuable to you than yourself? Who's proven to be more loyal to you than yourself? Who's proven to be more dedicated to you than yourself? Who's proven to be more selfless to you than yourself? Who's proven to be ride or die from day one with you than yourself? No one has. So what is me against the world? That's the only battle I trust. Everybody else want to come along, shoot a couple and pick up their arms and help out sometime. But the only one I know they're gonna be there from the beginning of the battle to the time they wave their white flag is me. Same thing with you. That's all you know. So you got to be strong while you jumping your obstacles, and you got to be yourself. And let me tell you something. I said earlier that don't let the money motivate you, but yes, you want to make some money. But let me tell you what you do. When you make the money, you stack the money like a broke man. You understand me? You stack the money like if you don't stack it, you'll be broke tomorrow. You got to fear being broke again. That's the mindset. Fear being broke again. You know how you felt when you were broke? You know how I did had to rob Peter to pay Paul, and then both of them be like, hey, we need our money back. You be like, I ain't got it. Now you got to fight Peter and Paul and can't get no more money from them. I want you to understand, stack your money. Budget your money. Every month, you should be making a budget for your money. Every month, every dollar that come in should be accounted for. I don't care if you got to write it on a piece of paper, old school, if you put it in your phone notes, if you put it in a spreadsheet. I don't care where you put it at. Put it on paper and put your budget on paper. What's coming in, what's going out. That's the only way to know everything you make and everything you pay. And if you don't know everything you make and everything you pay, you don't know what you can invest. You don't know what you can save. You don't know what you got in the emergency fund. You don't know any of that. And what I want you to understand is you have to live that life and build that life. And it takes time, but it also takes focus. It takes determination. It takes drive. You have got to be in a position where you can convince yourself to do the right thing. Otherwise, you're going to be right back at that point where you're thinking about giving up again. How many times do you want to go up and down, up and down, up and down in life? At some point, one of those downs, you're going to give up. You ain't going to keep just going up. And one of those times, you're going to go down and you ain't going to have the power, the energy, the strength to fight back up. So once you get up, stay up. Stop doing the things that bring you back down. Stop being around the people that bring you back down. Stop going back to the old habits that bring you back down. Stop doing all of that stuff. You got to live the life you want. Why? Because you're still here. As long as you're still here, don't waste no time because you don't know how long you're going to be here. Every bit of time you have, you better use it wisely. You better use it wisely. I'm telling you, young guys right now, man, if you're in your 20s and 30s right now, man, use your time wisely. I promise you, you do not want to be using your time, wasting your time, because you will regret it. If you waste your time, you're going to regret it, man. Because right now, when you're in your 20s, even your 30s, you're young and invincible. But as I talk to all my OGs, they all say the same thing. They said around the time they got about 55, 60, they actually started having real thoughts about death. They start having real thoughts about when they were going to die. They start having real thoughts about having lived more of their life than they have left. They start having serious thoughts about that. Right now, while you young, you ain't got to worry about that. Man, you better grind. You better work, man. You better do the things you got to do. Hey, man, if you ain't got no job, get a job. If you ain't got no income, get some income. If you ain't got if you need education, go get your son. Do whatever you got to do, man. You got to build the life you want by focusing on the position you're in right now versus the position you want to be. And you got to put down a plan of action to achieve those goals. Put down your plan of action to achieve your goals. I'm going to tell you like this, man. And I tell people like this all the time. My granddaddy didn't tell me this. My dad didn't tell me this. I made this up myself, right? Because I'm an OG like that. I'm blessed. I always say, if it's not on paper, it didn't happen, and it's not going to. Put it on paper. That's why people sign contracts. That's why you sign paperwork when you take a job. That's why, listen, even when you go to prison, you got to sign some paperwork. When you do anything, you got to sign some paperwork. There's paperwork to sign. Why? Because if it's not on paper, it didn't happen and it's not going to happen. If you don't put your budget on paper, you're not going to budget your money. If you don't put your goals on paper, you're not going to achieve those goals. If you don't put your plan of action on paper, you're not going to follow those plans. If you don't put your business plan on paper, you're not going to be successful at that business. If you don't, man, listen, put it on paper, put it in writing. You need to be able to see it. It needs to be physical to the touch. You need to be able to look at it whenever you want to. Pin that thing on the refrigerator like your mama used to do your report cards. Put it on the refrigerator, put it somewhere, stick it up there, make it stay. Don't you let the blessings that you have go away because you think you got time to play. You don't have time to play. And let me tell you what the main thing you do when you value your time. That's the key to giving God the glory. You got to look at that time and you got to remember you only got time because God is loaning it to you. You're on borrowed time. This ain't your time. How you going to waste God time? How you going to burn God time like it's something you can give back to him? Man, let me tell you how you pay God for the time he give you. By using it wisely. Use the time wisely. Because here's the thing. God gets the glory, you get the credit. Now, why do you get the credit and God get the glory? Oh man, King Ray, what you talking about? You gonna make God mad at us? Let me help y'all understand. The glory belongs to God. He's the reason. He's the blesser. He's the giver of gifts. He's the rewarder of righteousness. He's the roadmap to spiritual astuteness. But he ain't going to do the work for you. When you do these things and accomplish these things, give yourself credit for doing the work part of it. I can give you whatever blueprint I want, but if you're not going to build a house, you just got a blueprint and a pile of bricks. Give yourself credit. God wants you to take credit for the things you do. As long as you don't try to take his glory, as long as you don't say, well, I'm the reason that these opportunities came my way and I did all this and nobody did. As long as you ain't like that. But give yourself credit for putting in the work. Opportunities, ain't nothing you can do about them. You can't control the opportunities, but what you can control is how you respond to the opportunities, how you take advantage of the opportunities. That's your job. That's your responsibility. That's what you need to be focusing on. And many times we find us. Hold up, man. I done turned my other camera on. Now let me make sure my other camera come back on. All right, there we go. Now webcam on the computer came on, man. So that's what I want y'all to understand, man. I want y'all to keep in mind that things are going to take place in your life, but you got to capitalize on those things. You got to make sure those things happen. You got to build the things you need to build. You got to capitalize on the things you need to capitalize on. You got to take advantage of the opportunities you need to take advantage of. You got to minimize your exposure to the wrong people and the wrong energy and the wrong attitudes. The main thing that people use to destroy your life is their attitudes. People bring their bad, negative attitudes into your life, and then you embrace them, which means in turn embracing their attitudes. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm not immune to this. I have allowed people into my life who have brought their negative energy. I have allowed people into my life who have brought their toxic energy, and I have allowed those people to stay around too long. I've done it. You've done it. We've all done it. But the bottom line is, we have to understand that we don't have to live that way. You know what I mean? We don't have to live that way. And I would suggest that you, as well as me, start remembering that there's a reason we're still here. And that reason is not to give up. Another thing I'll tell you is, you got to start living your life the way you know is right. Not what feels good, not what looks good, not what smell good, not what sound good, not what tastes good. You got to start living your life the way you know is right. Not what somebody tell you, because deep down inside, if you're spiritually connected to the Most High, you know the right thing to do. And it may not be what other people think is right. It may not be what other people perceive is right. It may not be how other people live their lives. That's irrelevant. You're not doing what you're doing for people. You're doing what you're doing because you want to show your appreciation to the Most High for the blessings you have. So you got to live your life in the way that you know is right. You know it's right for a fact. You know you shouldn't be doing that. It don't matter what they're doing. You know you shouldn't be indulging with them. You know you shouldn't be going there. It don't matter where they're going. You know you shouldn't be going there with them. That's one of the main things that we overlook. We don't live our lives in the way that we know is right. Man, doing right ain't hard. You mean tell me, man, that there's something that's so tempting to you that you I can't do nothing with that. I'm just weak for that. I ain't got no strength. Let me tell you another thing. Stop asking God for power that you already have. Stop asking God for strength that he's already giving you, that you just simply are not tapping into and using. You got to use that strength. You got to capitalize on it. You got to treat it like the gift that it is. And that starts by living your life the way you know is right. Also, here's what I want you to do. You don't have time to play. You don't have time to waste. You don't have time to chase. All you have time to do is diligently work toward your goals. You don't have to work, you don't have to be the hardest worker in the world either. You just have to work consistently and diligently. Work towards your goals. Don't let anything come before that. Work towards your goals diligently. Because let me tell you something, there's always somebody who's more talented than you. There's always somebody who looks better. There's always somebody who's more well connected. There's all of those things. But if you work consistently and diligently toward the same goals without wasting time trying to chase about 50 things, let me just throw everything to the wall and see what stick. If you diligently and consistently chase your goals, you're gonna outwork 98% of the people who are pursuing that same passion. You're gonna outwork them. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And I remember this from a long time ago, man. And I'll tell you about this. This is a hustling story, man. So we was all hustling, man. I mean, whole hood was hustling. And it was the holidays. And I'll never forget this. It was Christmas time. I learned a valuable lesson. It was Christmas time. On Christmas Eve, I was at the spot. No. On Christmas Eve, I was at the spot up until that night. That night, just like everybody else, I done went and chilled, and I'm gonna bring in the holiday with some woman. And let me tell y'all something. The day after Christmas, I was back at the trap. Everybody who was anybody was in there. And I heard somebody in there say, now look at all y'all here now. Yesterday, not one of you here. I mean, for a whole day, there was nobody serving them at the trap. For what? We wasn't kids. One none of us going to open no gifts under the tree. Now, I'm not saying you need to be doing that kind of work, but at that point, my goals were attached to that line of work. And I learned a valuable lesson then. I don't compromise or sacrifice my grind for nothing. It ain't nobody's birthday. It ain't no so-called holiday. It ain't none of that. I'm not, listen, bro, I don't be off for Christmas. I don't be off for on those day. Your birthday, my birthday, I'm off on Saturdays, the Sabbath day. That's when I'm off every single week. So when people say, man, you don't even take time to spend time with your family on holiday, and you don't honor the Sabbath day. Certainly don't know nothing about the Passover or any more of the solemn feast. But I say to y'all, you have to remember that I learned this lesson, man. When I learned that lesson, had to be 19. I learned that lesson at 19 years old. I don't know who else in there learned it, but I know that as long as I had that job, it wasn't no other time that I wasn't available. No other time that I wasn't available. I don't care who wasn't available. Let me tell you the next time it showed its face. Now, this was back in the day when people were going to Atlanta for the Freaknik. Everybody in the city was gone. I'm talking about for days. Everybody left. The guys with paper left Wednesday or Thursday, but everybody left on Friday morning. Friday morning to Friday afternoon, everybody left. That whole weekend. I made sure I was going to be straight where I ain't even had to worry about the plug and that whole weekend. Man, let me tell you something. I moved up another level in the game just from that weekend right there. Moved up because you know what I did? I built relationships with those people. Those people wanted a product that I had. I built relationships with those people. So even when everyone got back, you know who they remember? They remember the one who was there for them. And I don't know if I was first on their list to call or whatever, but I know that when they called me, I was there. You understand? Now it took another time. I think maybe I can't remember what holiday. Another holiday came by, and I was there for them again. I was consistent. You know what they realized? They realized one thing. Whenever you call me, I'll be there. I'll be around. They remembered that. And I built relationships based on that consistency. And what I'm telling you, that's how you build relationships now. You build relationships based on consistency, based on their consistency and your consistency. Once someone stops being consistent, the relationship is over because the other person can't trust this person now. They can't be trusted. Sir Scrooge, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the 5 bones, man. Also, don't take your blessings for granted. That's a part of working diligently towards your goals. Man, don't take your blessings for granted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. The blessing of this channel, man, I've been kind of taking it for granted. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been taking it for granted. You know what I'm saying? I have had a talk with the Most High about it, man. I've been taking this for granted, man. This is an opportunity for me to spread the goodness of the Most High, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been taking it for granted. You know, I have been. I will admit that, and y'all know it. Y'all ain't been seeing me putting up no content on this channel, man. Listen, even if I don't have regular content, I can come through and do a live stream on this channel every day, man. I can do one live stream every day. But I'll admit, man, I've been taking it for granted. It's a blessing, and I've been falling back on it, man. No excuses. I don't even have no excuse. I don't have no legitimate reason. I really don't, man. And that's really the shameful part of it. I don't even have a legitimate reason. I just cut on my camera, come in here and talk to y'all, man. Like, why am I not doing it? You mean tell me I can't do this? You mean tell me, King Ray Ray, you can't do this? Yes, you can. Now you sit here telling everybody to don't take their blessing for granted. Well, you stop taking yours for granted then. And I tell myself, I hear you loud and clear. You're right. I understand when I'm called out on my stuff, man, I just embrace it. You're right. You called me out. You got it right. I am taking this for granted. I really am. And how am I going to tell you men to not take your blessing for granted if you're going to continue to see me take mine for granted? If you're going to continue to see me take mine for granted on a daily basis, doesn't make sense, does it? The next thing, you got to embrace and protect your self-confidence. Remember what we talked about earlier. Remembering how you were there for yourself. Your confidence has to come from knowing that you got your back. Your confidence has to come from knowing that when you face times of struggle and tribulations, that you're going to make it through because you got your back. Because you're building these amazing relationships with people who respect you for what you do, who respect you for how you are, who respect you for how you grind, and they'll build a relationship with you for the same piece. Mutually respectful relationships are the most amazing relationships you can have. Those are really the only things you can call relationships. If there's a mutual respect, the relationship is golden. You can't replicate a mutually respectful relationship. Respect is the greatest benefit that you can get from someone because there are certain ways people interact with you when it comes to respect, when they respect you. So embrace and protect your self-confidence. Don't do things, man, that challenge your confidence, that make you second guess yourself and do all of that. Here's the thing. You don't have to have that energy around you. Now, you may have to kind of be in a bubble a little bit, but I'm going to be honest with you. I prefer to be kind of in a bubble than to have everything that goes on around me affecting who I am and how I view myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to compare myself to what's going on or compare myself to other people or what they got going on or what they do or what they wear or where they live or what they drive or any of that, because I'm not in competition with them. So let me tell you something about everybody you think you're in competition with. What if they all pass away tomorrow? Does it take that for you to realize how irrelevant they are as far as you competing with them? It doesn't make sense to compete with them. It never has. It never has. And I want y'all to understand that. The next thing is you got to reach your goals or die trying. 50 Cent's first album was Get Rich or Die Trying. I don't want you to just focus on getting rich. I want you to focus on reaching your goals, because maybe your goals are, touching this many people spiritually. Maybe your goals are turning this many people to God. Maybe your goals are turning this many people away from their self-doubt. Maybe those are your goals. Maybe your goals aren't just financial. So I say reach your goals or die trying, which means keep doing what you're doing, keep striving until you're no longer here. As long as you're here and you have health, which is wealth, and opportunities come your way, you can capitalize on those opportunities. All you got to do is make sure that your mindset is where it needs to be. Reach your goals or die trying. Every day you wake up, even if you only got 8 hours, you got 8 hours to pursue your goals. 8 hours. Come on, man. 8 hours? That's only if you're using 8. What if you're using 10? There's so much you could be doing instead of thinking about giving up. The harder you work towards your goals, the less likely you are to give up because the more you're going to accomplish. You know what I mean? Giving up is a rock bottom mindset. Well, let's just stay off rock bottom. If you stay off rock bottom, you ain't gonna, then you don't have to worry about it. Rock bottom is a terrible mindset because it's the mind of the gutter. It's the mind of this is what I'm stuck with. I ain't gonna be able to do any better. So why am I still living? That's what that is. And we don't want to have that. Also, avoid negative people and their energy. Negative people, you have to let negative people go. You have to let negative people go. There is nothing you can do, nothing you can say. You don't try to change negative people. You don't try to make them be something they're not. You don't try to make them embrace anything. You just avoid them. Avoid negative people and their energy. I'm not talking about negative toward you. I'm talking about negative, period. If they have negative energy, if they have a defeatist mentality, if they're confused about life, they don't know what they need to do, if they feel like all kind of pressure on them to do things, if they feel like they're struggling too hard and they down and out on themselves, keep that stuff away from you, because I'm telling you, that stuff will change your outlook on your own life, because that energy, it translates itself, it transitions, it's mobile, it moves from their life to your life. And once it gets into your life, it'll just flood your life, because you got to think about it. When negative energy is on somebody who has nothing, who doesn't know what they're doing, who doesn't have anything accomplished or even have any goals set, negative energy can't get in and out of them. All they can get out of them is trying to bring other people down. But once you allow those people to latch on to you, that negative energy just floods from their life into yours, because that negative energy is seeking positivity. Negative energy doesn't seek negativity. Negative people don't seek negative people. Negative people seek positive people. If you look at a battery, there aren't two negative terminals or two positive terminals. There's negative and positive. In every single contraption that is operated by battery, that is what it is. There's negative and positive. You can't put the battery in backwards. It's not going to work. And that's just the reality of it, bro. Now, you don't want to take your car battery and put it in wrong. That could be the car ain't going to start, but something else going to start. the car might not heat up, but you're going to heat up. So I want y'all to understand that, bro. I want y'all to understand that. So let's go back through these 12 things, man, that you should think about before you give up. Because here's what I want you to understand. Don't even think about giving up. We've all gone through a lot, but we're still here. Number one, what doesn't destroy you builds strength and resilience. People, no matter how they try to destroy you, if they don't, you start to understand people to the point where those type of people can't come around you anymore. Experiences. You learn so much from your experiences that help you navigate life, to where some of the things some of your worst mistakes, you'll never make them again, or some of your worst decisions, rather, you'll never make them again. Number two, if you have health, you have wealth and opportunity. There is no opportunity without health. You understand me? And health is wealth. So you're in good. You're healthy and you're wealthy. So go capitalize on those opportunities. The only thing between you now is air and opportunity, and there goes opportunity. Number three, stay strong while jumping the obstacles in your life. Don't get weak. Don't give up. Don't think they're going to always come unless you want to go chase that fast life. The faster you go around the track, the faster you jump over those hurdles. But also, the more fatigued you become earlier. Number four, be yourself. All your goals are coming to who you are. They're not going to anybody else. Your goals are coming to you and who you are. Your goals are coming to you as this version of yourself. You can't go be somebody else and expect to get the goals for yourself. Nope. They're coming to you as you. Number five, stack your money like a broke man, or a man who doesn't ever want to be broke again. Don't blow money on frivolous things, man. Invest that money. 1 year of working as hard as you can, making as much money as you can, paying off debt and investing could change your life. Because let me tell you what the goal is. The financial goal, the ultimate financial goal is to be wealthy. Okay, we all want generational wealth. But an earlier financial goal, intermediate financial goal, is to be 100% debt free. Debt free. Now, if you got a rental properties and all that, yeah, you may owe on it, but we ain't talking about that. We're talking about debt free, bad debt free. Number seven, Give God the glory and give yourself the credit. All the glory belongs to God. All the credit belongs to you. The glory belongs to God for making a way. The credit belongs to you for taking that away and making it work out for yourself. Doing the work. Number 7, live your life the way you know is right. That's how you give God the glory. Just live your life the way you know is right. Man, don't go do nothing you know is wrong. Don't invite nobody into your life you know don't fit. Don't bring negative people around you when you already know they negative. Like you can look at them and tell they negative. You can look at how they live. You can look at how they look. You can look at how where they from. You can just tell, man, when people are negative and they don't need to be in your life. Stop allowing your 5 senses to make you cross out your 6th sense. Your 6th sense is your spiritual astuteness. Don't let your 5 senses, man, want to feel something, taste something, see something, hear something, smell something, man, that knock you off your spiritual square. Don't do it. Number 8 rather. Work diligently toward all of your goals. Set those goals. Put that plan of action in place and then work. I'm talking about work, man. If you can't have no social life for a minute, fine. Who needs a social life anyway? You go out there, you get your money done, you get your money right. Social life it just comes after that. Number 9, don't take your blessings for granted. Like I've been doing this King Ray Ray channel. Don't take your blessings for granted. It's a blessing to be in here with y'all, man. It's a blessing to have y'all in here. Don't take your blessings for granted. Number 10, embrace and protect your self-confidence. You know what gives you self-confidence? Not stuff confidence, self-confidence. Embrace that, but protect it. Keep people around you, man, who keep people from around you who make you doubt yourself, who make you second guess yourself. Last thing you want to do when you're on this mission to achieve your goals is second guess yourself. You're too far in the battle to do that. Number 11, reach your goals or die trying. How you do that? By embracing and protecting your self-confidence. And don't take your blessings for granted. And work diligently to all of your goals. That's how you do it. And number 12, avoid negative people and their energy because they will mess up everything we talked about on this list. Negative people and their negative energy will destroy everything on this list, brothers. And I mean that. Herring, what's good, brother? Just had a good talk with that young brother, man. Keep stepping up. Keep stepping on the gas, King. We need the word for real. Stay strong, brothers. Hundreds of blessings. Salute, Alpha Dundada. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you being in the joint, man. Appreciate it. So listen, man, let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. It was a great show, man. And we'll be back in here, man, to give y'all some more smoke. We'll give y'all some more smoke. Salute, salute. Fernando, salute to you, brother. Appreciate the filling out sponsorship of the show, man. Phenomenal points. Subscribe if you haven't. I want y'all to listen to Fernando. We're going to repeat what he said. Phenomenal points. Subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe, man. Subscribe. Become a member if you want to be in the live chat, man. But at least subscribe to us so you will know when we're here again, congregating on behalf of the Most High and trying to build ourselves into even better versions of ourselves every day, but the right way, by including the spiritual astuteness aspect of being a man in everything we do. All right, brother. Again, Fernando, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate sponsorship of the show. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to leave this one up like I always do. And I'm still considering, man, starting the King Ray Ray Patreon. Y'all give me a couple weeks to think about that, man. Actually, give me about 3 weeks, man. Trying to go finish this movie this month and next month. Trying to wrap it up, man, within the next month, and then I'll have a little bit more time to actually think about content and do things like that, man. But finishing the movie, man, is some heavy lifting. Both physically, mentally, and financially, it's some heavy lifting. So, all right, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing, my brothers. Peace.